Alright. Shalom, Israel. Shalom. 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 First and foremost, I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. Yahweh is the name of God. His real name is Yahweh by Hashem, just means in the name of. Yahweh Shai is Jesus Christ's real name. So we finna get into Genesis chapter 34. As you see the title, 2 men destroy a whole village, real Black history. And again, this is not history that you hear about in school. This is not history that you hear about in church. You really got to read the Bible to get into this history. Now, Genesis 34 just shows you, again, why these other nations, why these other races, why they fear us. It shows you why, and it shows you how powerful and how strong Israel really is, man. It says 2 men destroy a whole village. Now I want y'all to think about that. 2 men, 2 soldiers go in and destroy a whole village. 2 Israelite men named Simeon and Levi, which make up the 12 tribes of Israel. They part of the 12 tribes of Israel. Simeon and Levi, they part of the 12. And Simeon is so-called known as the Dominicans. And Levi is supposed to be the so-called Haitians, right? More likely, right? And they destroyed the whole village for their sister because they felt like there's nobody good enough for their sister, man. You know how brothers be, especially a heathen. They feel like, hey, nobody ain't good enough for my sister, man, especially this heathen. So I'm just gonna let the story talk, man. It's a mighty chapter, and like I said on my first Maccabees chapter 5 and chapter 6 videos, this make you think about a movie. This make you think about something that would be on TV, but it's actually happened. It's very interesting. Like when you read the Bible, especially when you come into this truth and you start reading the Bible, it's exciting because this is really your history, and it makes you excited to read about your history, especially when you get into the Torah. You start reading about your history, like, dang, bro, this really us, bro. It have you thinking like, bro, this really us. This really happened. It have you thinking like that because our history is so unique and different than any other race of people on the face of the planet. There ain't no other race on the face of the planet history like ours, not even close. Our history is kind of unbelievable in a sense. It's kind of unbelievable how much stuff that we was doing, the things that the Bible say that we was doing. And you look at our people today's time, you'd be like, hold up now. But it really was. Before we start breaking these commandments and start going completely off, we had the Most High God on our side. Like we was soldiers. So we're gonna get into Genesis chapter 34. We're gonna get into this story of our forefathers Levi, our forefathers Simeon, our sister Dinah, and our forefather Jacob. We're finna get into this thing on what's going on, what's finna happen. We finna see. We're finna get into this thing. What's finna go on that Obadiah making a video talking about 2 men destroying a whole village. We finna see about it.
Khan, you ready?
Khan.
You can hear me good?
Perfect.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 34, verse number 1. Oh, sorry.
You good.
And Dinah, the daughter of Leah, which she bare unto Jacob, went out to see the daughters of the land. And when Shechem, the son of Hamor, the Hivite prince of the country, saw her, he took her and lay with her and defiled her.
Khan. So basically, she went out to see the daughters of the land. Now, Dinah was Levi and Simeon sister, and she went out to see the land. And Shechem, the son of Hamor, he was a Hivite. He was a so-called African in today's time. He would be an African, and he seen her, and basically he laid with her. He defiled her because of him laying with her because he was a heathen. So he seen her, he fell in love with her and he laid with her. He defiled her because he was a heathen. We know. Matter of fact, let me get this too. Let me prove this. But you can go get Deuteronomy 7:3 because the Bible said that we're not supposed to make marriages with those heathen. We're not supposed to lay with them because the Bible said not to. So when you end up laying with them, you defile yourself. But you got it.
Neither shall I make, this is the book of Deuteronomy 7:3. Neither shall I make marriages with them. Actually, let me start at 1. When the Lord thy God shall bring thee into the land whither thou goest to possess it, and hath cast out many nations before thee, the Hittites, and the Girgashites, and the Amorites, and the Canaanites, and the Perizzites, and the Hivites, heavy on the Hivites, and the Jebusites, 7 nations greater and mightier than thou. And when the Lord thy God shall deliver them before thee, thou shalt smite them, and utterly destroy them, and thou shalt make no covenant with them, nor show mercy unto them. Neither shall I make marriages with them. Thy daughter thou shalt not give unto his son, nor his daughter shalt thou take unto thy son.
Right. So like my real said, heavy on the Hivites. Because he was a Hivite.
He was a Hivite.
And then it wasn't supposed to happen. But it happened, right? And he took her and laid with her and defiled her. Right? So we finna keep reading on. See what happens.
And his soul clave unto Dinah, the daughter of Jacob, and he loved the damsel and spake kindly unto the damsel. And Shechem spake unto his father Hamor, saying, Get me this damsel to wife. And Jacob heard that he had defiled Dinah his daughter. Now his sons were with his cattle in the field, and Jacob held his peace until they were come. And Hamor the father of Shechem went out unto Jacob to commune with him.
Right. So basically, Hamor, Shechem dad, basically came up to him and finna talk to Jacob about seeing can he take Dinah to be his wife or be the wife of Shechem, right? So they finna basically have a talk about this situation because he really loved her, man. You know what I'm saying? He really loved her, and when you get into it, some brothers say that she was raped in this situation. But I thought it as well. But when you actually read into it, I don't think that she was raped in this situation. I think that she laid with him knowingly, and defiled, and she got defiled because she was a heathen. Because when you go back to verse 3, it says, his soul clave unto Dinah, the daughter of Jacob, and he loved the damsel and spake kindly unto the damsel. So he loved her. He spoke kindly to her. Now, if you just rape somebody, you're not gonna speak kindly unto them. Like he's speaking like he loved her, like, and it's a difference between when you rape somebody, that's lust. You don't really love them when you rape them. But it said that he loved her and spake kind words to her after he laid with her. So it show you out there that she wasn't raped. She was, and she went out. It more likely happened. She went out like the scripture said in verse 1. She went out to go see the daughters of the land, and he came across her, right? Started talking to her, and these things happen. But now Jacob heard about it, that his daughter was defiled because she laid with a heathen. And Jacob hearing about that, and going back to verse 5, and Jacob heard that he had defiled Dinah, his daughter. Now his sons were with the cattle in the field, and Jacob held his peace until they would come. So think about her brothers don't know though. They with the cattle. Her brothers don't know nothing about her laying with a heathen, none of that. Only person that know is Jacob, and he keeping his cool. And think about it, if she was also raped, Jacob wouldn't be keeping his cool. Think about that. Any man hear about his daughter going through that, like he gonna be mad. But Jacob kept his cool because he knew that his daughter knowingly laid with him. That's why he ended up keeping his cool, right? But you got it.
Verse 6, and Hamor the father of Shechem went out to Jacob to commune with him. And the sons of Jacob came out of the field, and they heard it. And the men were grieved, and they were very wroth, because he had wrought folly in Israel in line with Jacob's daughter, which thing ought not to be done.
Right. So hold on real quick. So her brothers came back. I want y'all to when I'm telling the story, when we telling the story, y'all visualize it in y'all mind and think about it. Like think about it like it's actually happening right now. Her brothers come back, right, and hear about how, her sister or Shechem laid with their sister, and they were mad about that because it said that they were very wroth because he had wrought folly in Israel in line with Jacob's daughter. So he brought folly in Israel because now Dinah gonna be the person, the sister that's known with sleeping with the Hivite. You might have people be like, Dinah, and then somebody might be like, Dinah who? And the other person be like, you know Dinah. Then they be like, oh, the one that slept with the Hivite, and then the person will be like, oh, I know who you talking about. You talking about Jacob? I mean, you talking about Jacob's daughter. So he brought folly in Israel because he laid with their sister. That's disrespectful. Any man gonna be mad about that? A heathen lay with your sister? Just imagine if I got a sister and a so-called white man lay with my sister. I'm gonna be heated about that. That's the same way how they feeling. This heathen just laid with our sister, and they mad about that, right? And they understood the law. They understood that wasn't supposed to happen within our nation, us laying with other nations. That wasn't supposed to happen. Interracial marriages, it was not supposed to be happening. Now they mad about it because their sister, laid with a heathen. But you got it.
Con 8, verse 8. And Hamor communed with them, saying, the soul of my son Shechem longeth for your daughter. I pray you give her him to wife, and make ye marriages with us, and give your daughters unto us, and take our daughters unto you. And ye shall dwell with us, and the land shall be before you. Dwell and trade ye therein, and get you possessions therein. And Shechem said unto her father and unto her brother, let me find grace in your eyes, and what ye shall say unto me I will give. Ask me never so much dower and give, and I will give according as ye shall say unto me, but give me the damsel to wife.
So he really going hard. Hold up, babe. He really going hard for Dinah though. Like, he really want her, to dwell with him. That to the point where verse 9, and make ye marriages with us. So he's saying the complete opposite of what the Bible telling us. The Bible said don't make marriages with them. And he come up talking about and make ye marriages with us and give your daughters unto us. And the Bible said the complete opposite. Don't give your daughters and your sons to them. See that? See how the heathen come? They come to you speaking the complete opposite of what the Bible say. And they've been doing this since the beginning of time to get you to go off. But you got it.
Verse 13. And the sons of Jacob answered Shechem and Hamor his father deceitfully, and said, because he had defiled Dinah their sister. And they said unto them, we cannot do this thing to give our sister to one that is uncircumcised, for that were approached unto us. But in this will we consent unto you, if you will be as we be, that every male of you be circumcised. Then will we give our daughters unto you, and we will take your daughters to us, and we will dwell with you, and we will become one people.
Look. So it was a thing in Israel for the men to be circumcised. And that's one thing too why the Lord said don't lay with them, because the heathen was very nasty. And they defied their sisters as well because the men wasn't circumcised. So what the sons of Jacob, the 12 tribes, our brethren, what they said was, okay, now we'll give you our daughter and we'll make marriages with y'all if y'all circumcise yourself. That's what he said. He said, and they said unto them, we cannot do this thing to give our sister to one that is uncircumcised, for that were approaching to us. But in this will we consent unto you, if ye will be as we be, that every male of you be circumcised. Then will we give our daughters unto you, and we will take your daughters to us, and we will dwell with you, and we will become one people. So they basically telling him, hey, if you and your people get circumcised, we gon' take y'all daughters, and you can have my sister. But let's see what go on. Let's see what happened next.
Did you want me to get the precept to prove we're supposed to be circumcised?
Con. And this how you know our women, that's a mighty point. And this how you know our women were so precious and different than any other race of women. Because verse 12 is saying that he was willing to pay for Dinah. Any amount of money, he willing to pay for her, man. That's how you know our women different. Our women is completely different, man. To the point where this man is willing to pay money and do whatever he need to do to take this to have this woman. It's different. The Bible said it ain't no women like the daughters of Zion. Definition of beauty. But you got the priest up.
Genesis 17:11. And ye shall circumcise the flesh of your foreskin, and it shall be a token of the covenant between me and you. And he that is 8 days old shall be circumcised among you, every man child in your generations. He that is born in the house or brought with money of any stranger, which is not of thy seed. He that is born in thy house, and he that is bought with thy money, must needs be circumcised, and my covenant shall be in your flesh for an everlasting covenant. And the uncircumcised man child, whose flesh of his foreskin is not circumcised, that soul should be cut off from his people. He hath broken my covenant.
So that was literally a commandment, and a tradition that we did. Mainly a commandment that we had to get circumcised the 8th day. Was the 8th day?
The 8th day,
the 8th day. That's a commandment still to this day that we gotta keep. So that what they basically telling them, hey man, you circumcise yourself, hey, we gonna have a deal here. That's what the brothers of the sons of Jacob, the Israelites, is telling them. You got it, man.
Where do we leave off? Verse 14. And they said unto them, we cannot do this thing to give our sister to one that is uncircumcised, for they will approach unto us. But in this will we consent unto you, if ye will be as we be, that every male of you be circumcised. Then will we give our daughters unto you, and we will take your daughters to us, and we will dwell with you, and we will become one people. But if you would not hearken unto us to be circumcised, then will we take our daughter, and we will be gone. And their words pleased Hamor and Shechem, Hamor's son. And the young man deferred not to do the thing because he had delight in Jacob's daughter, and he was more honorable than all the house of his father.
Right. So let me read something real quick. So this how you know as well that it wasn't rape, because one, it said he was an honorable man. He was an honorable man than all the house of his fathers. So like an honorable man not finna rape a woman. You know, and it said, hold on, Slakia. And he had delight. It said he had delight in Jacob's daughter too. So he cared for her. He cared for her a lot. He was willing to do whatever he had to do. It just said he was trying to give money for. He finna then get circumcised for all for this woman, right? And you said
Con,
yeah.
You want me to keep reading?
Mm-hmm.
Con. And Hamor and Shechem his son came into the gate of their city and communed with men of their city, saying, these men are peaceable with us, therefore let them dwell in the land and trade therein. For the land, behold, it is large enough for them. Let us take their daughters to us for wives, and let us give them our daughters. Only herein will the man consent unto us, for to dwell with us, to be our one people. If every male among us be circumcised, as they are circumcised. Shall not their cattle and their substance and every beast of theirs be ours? Only let us consent unto them, and they will dwell with us. And unto Hamor and unto Shechem his son hearkened all that went out of the gate of his city, and every male was circumcised, all that went out of the gate of his city. And it came to pass on the 3rd day, when they were sore, that 2 of the sons of Jacob, Simeon and Levi, Dinah's brethren, took each man his sword and came upon the city boldly and slew all the males.
So think about it now. It said they just got circumcised now. So they sore. They literally sore. They ain't gonna be able to fight. And that was a plan. They set them boys up.
I never realized that.
They set them boys up. That's what they told them. That's what they was like, hey, you get circumcised, and then we'll take y'all daughters. But they told them that to weaken them so they can go in there and take the whole city over. Cause then they not finna fight back when they just got circumcised. They sore. They probably they weak. And it said, and unto Hamor and unto Shechem, his son hearkened all that went out of the gate of his city, and every man was circumcised all that went out of the gate. So the whole, but think about it. And I know it had to hurt. I know it was still soreness. They just literally got done getting circumcised. So they ain't trying to move around. And it was a plot. Them boy was sneaky with it. It said, and it came to pass on the third day when they were sore, and two of the sons of Jacob, Simeon and Levi, Dinah's brethren, took each man his sword and came unto the city boldly and slew all the men. So we don't know how many people. It's a city now. We know in today's time, it be a lot of people in the city, bro. We don't know how many people was in this city, but it was more than 100 men. I tell you that. Had to be more than 100 men. These men slew them. Slew a whole city. Like going crazy. Cause in their mind, they're thinking like, it ain't nobody good enough for my sister. Especially a heathen. If Jake already be overprotective of an Israelite talking to their sister, how much more a heathen coming in laying with your sister? And it's crazy because I can see why they was upset because he ain't come to them. He ain't come to Jacob, talk to Jacob about nothing. He ain't talk to the brothers at all. He just laid with her without talking to nobody. So I can see how they was upset about that, man. They like, bro, this man really just tried us. He just laid with our sister, man. And now he trying to take her, to be his wife. Nah, we ain't going for that, bro. We finna go kill him. We finna go kill everybody in the city. We finna go right now. Just two brothers now, Simeon and Levi. They the ones that went to go slay a whole city for their sisters. I mean, for their sister. But you can keep going.
Khan, and they slew Hamor and Shechem his son with the edge of the sword, and took Dinah out of Shechem's house and went out. The sons of Jacob came upon the slain and spoiled the city because they had defiled their sister.
Hold up. And Dinah was at his house. So if he raped her, why would she be at his house right now? It said they slew Hamor and Shechem, his son, with the edge of the sword. Oh yeah, they slew him. No, them boy wasn't playing no games. Slew him. They slew both of them. So Dinah she ain't got no chance. Ain't no letting Shechem take her or nothing. He's dead. He's gone. And it said and took Dinah out of Shechem's house and went out. You keep reading on.
They took their sheep and their oxen and their asses and that which was in the city and that which was in the field, and all their wealth and all their little ones and their wives took they captive and spoiled even all that was in the house.
Everything. Them boys.
And Jacob,
you got it.
And Jacob said to Simeon and Levi, ye have troubled me to make me to stink among the inhabitants of the land, among the Canaanites and the Perizzites, and I being few in number, they shall gather themselves together against me and slay me, and I shall be destroyed, I and my house. And they said, should he deal with our sister as with an harlot?
Right. So basically what happened was when he said my name stunk, he calls my name to stink. He's saying that like you're giving me a bad name because I'm gonna be the man known for having the bad kids. I'm gonna be known for having the 2 kids that destroyed the whole village. So Jacob mad about that though. Jacob like, bro, what is y'all doing? Who told y'all to do this? Now they gonna be looking at me. Because they think about it. If it's a bad child, a child that's bad, you always look at the parent. You always think about the parent, why the parent ain't discipline their child. So Jacob gonna have a bad name just for what Simeon and Levi did. They gonna give their dad a bad name. Then you gonna have other people trying to rise up to kill him. That's what Jacob's saying. Jacob's saying that like they will come together against me and slay me, and I shall be destroyed. I am my house. But Simeon and Levi weren't thinking about it like that. They were thinking about it. All they was only thinking about, her sister being defiled. You know what I'm saying? He laying with her like she nothing, right? Just laying with her. He ain't get to know her or nothing, right? He just laid with her. As soon as he seen her, he laid with her. That's why he said, should he deal with our sisters with a harlot? Because we know in Israel is different than that. You know what I'm saying? It's different steps to do it than that. Especially with a heathen, you're not supposed to be doing that at all. Right? So Simeon and Levi went and destroyed the whole city, for their sister, man. Because their sister really did get defiled by a heathen. And they went in a whole village, bro, a whole village, whole city, and destroyed the heathen. Now, I brought this story out to say, just to show you how powerful he is, man. Even though Jacob was upset for them doing that, and think about it, Jacob wasn't upset that they took the wealth. It didn't say nothing about Jacob being upset when they took the sheep and the oxen and the asses. They took the wives as captives and spoiled and took everything at their houses. Jacob wasn't mad about that. So that's how our people didn't really care about the heathen, man. Jacob didn't say nothing about why did you take their wives? Why did you take their spoils? No, Jacob was just mad that he gonna get a bad name from that. From them killing that whole village. He gonna get a bad name for that. And I brought this out just to show you how powerful, we really is as a people, man. 2 brothers now. And they like to say that black men are weak. Get you a white man. They stronger. They always say that we weak. But we literally took on a whole village by ourselves, man. And that show you how powerful we really is if we tap into this, our heritage and come back to the Most High. 2 men did this. Right? So this is a video. You can think about it like a movie. Now you can think. I know Hollywood got a movie somewhere out there that just like this story right here. It may be changed up a little bit, but it's something like this. It's something similar to this chapter 34 right here. But what we just read, because it seemed like a movie, but it's like, bro, this really happened, bro. And I want to be the to see that though. I wanted to be able to see that. 2 men, I want to see them boys just go. I want to see them boys just go into the village. How was their face looking? Boy probably had 2 swords. Simeon probably had one, and Levi probably had 1 sword. Probably walking in that scene, the men probably just chilling, talking. Them boys in that straight war zone. Cut them boys up. That's what we was on. You had some. You had somebody.
Nah.
Con. So I just want to bring this out just to say that, man. But Lord willing, this video was edifying through the Spirit. Lord willing, I can start doing more, going into the history, man, because it's a lot. It's a lot in the scriptures. A lot of our history that's not really talked about in the scriptures. So Lord willing, I get into another account next time and come talk about that talk about that account that I find, and I bring it to brothers and sisters. We can get into it through the Spirit. And so with that, I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh Shema Shai. I say Shalom, Kwame Shalom.